Hello and thank you for joining me. I'm Heather Forgan of stampwithnearly.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the UK, and today I'm making a project inspired by this swap that I received at On Stage, created by Jay at Mitosu Crafts. So you've got a QR code there. And this had a bar of chocolate in it, so it wasn't too thick. I wanted to make something similar for this treat instead, but as you can see, it's quite a bit wider and shorter. So I've structured mine slightly differently, but it still has the same kind of vibe in that you've got a bit that tucks in there. Okay, they also gave me labels for the new in colour Stampin' Blends. So when I get round to ordering them, I will have that to label them up. So I have used this online exclusive pack of paper, Lovely Blossoms, but there is not a flower in sight, because although we have these beautiful patterns with flowers on one side, they have more neutral patterns on some of the other sides. I'll just show you. We've got, that's still a little bit pink, but there's plenty other ones you can choose from. So I have created this little box, and I've made it an Easter treat box, even although that's not particularly an Easter gift, but not everybody likes sickly chocolate eggs. So this Reason to Celebrate stamp set is brilliant for this kind of thing, because you've got your happy birthday, congratulations, special day, new year. We're a bit late for St. Patrick's Day and Valentine's Day, but we're still in time for happy Easter. So it's one of these stamp sets that if you don't do a lot of St. Patrick's Day things or Valentine's Day things, it's one stamp set that will cover them all next year. And I like stamps like that are multi-seasonal. So my little box, as I say, that beautiful paper, has my little bit of ribbon here, which is that gorgeous, where have I hidden it from myself, Rick Rack style ribbon in old olive to match the paper. So we pull that out there. And as I say, mine's a little bit more structured because I've actually got some score lines in there rather than just being able to fold it like that one that Jay did. But similar thing, open it up and there is your treat. So there is no glue involved and there's no cutting involved, just a little bit of scoring after you've done your first cut, obviously. And then I've just kept my sorry, it needed an extra hand or a belly to force that in there. I've kept my decoration super simple, just my Happy Easter in that Secret Sea ink, Secret Sea paper at the back of it, Secret Sea ribbon and some gems on there. You could go mad and make it really Eastery, or for whatever occasion, if you were doing wedding favours or whatever, go mad. That's the in colour gems that I've used there. So I'm going to make another one. This time I'm changing the colour scheme and I might make it a little bit more Eastery, changing to Secret Sea and Balmy Blue on this one. I haven't actually thought about my circle on the back of that, but we'll get to that. I'll probably just put in a bit of card. Right, okay, so this piece of designer series paper measures 5 inches by 8 inches. So I'm going to do some scoring. I'm going to put that cutting blade well out of my way. And on the short side, so the 5-inch side, I'm going to score it at 1 inch, and I prefer to do it at that side. That, and I'm going to do it at, what am I doing? Turn that around and I'll do it at 4. So it's 1 inch either end. 1 inch in that way, one inch that way. Okay, so on my long side, I do need to put that arm out. And my first line I want to score at 2.5, then at 3.5, then at 6 inches, and at 7 inches, like so. And those score lines are impossible for you to see on that side, and another tricky for me too, but I'm just going to fold them over, burnish with my fingers, no specialist tools required. Just make sure I've got them lined up before I do that, and yeah, that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then 2 down this way, and I've scored that a little bit heavy-handedly, and I've got a little tear. We'll go with it. It'll be fine. It's all good. Right, so I've got the 2 lines there. That's the bit that's going to tuck up. This is the bit where my treat is going to sit. And we need diagonal lines that go in the way there. Okay, so I could take a ruler and score with a bone folder like that. I'll just do that one just to show you. From that intersection of those score lines out to that one there. Or what I could do is, I'll just let you see that that's that score line there. Please ignore that little rip there. So we could do the same here, and am I going the wrong way there? I'm going the wrong way there. This is why you should just make it straight away, Heather, and not wait. So fold that in and then fold that back out along that line there. Okay, that's going to be your fold. You've got that there. So fold that in, fold that back out like that. No, I've done that wrong again. Please, please ignore me. I've done it wrong. That's the way I want to do the bottom ones. Do you know what? It works easier if you put that in. And then we know that. So I want a score line from there to there. So I need to fold that down. So I'm lining up that line with that line there, like that. Oh, goodness me, it's not that hard, Heather. Okay, now we've got our line pointing in. That's the key. We want that line to point in there, okay? So I want to fold that down. Not quite in line there. Like that. I can't believe I've ripped that. Honestly. So I want my line to be there. I can just fold that down like so. Okay, so we've got those two going like that. We actually want them to go like that, but it's just a little bit easier to show the other way around. Okay, so I think I might need to lie down. That's going in there. That is going to fold like that. That is going to fold up like that. And then those bits are going to tuck in there. Okay? As I say, no glue needed. But but we do need to indicate that this is the bit you need to pull out. So I'm going to bring in that lovely Secret C ribbon, just a little bit, like so. And if you wanted to hide that, you could. I am quite happy having my little staple there, holding that in place. But if you wanted to, you could glue that and then put another piece of paper over the top. Right, so that goes over like that. And then that slides in there and there. And we just need to push it in. It is just paper. It will go. It just needs a little bit of persuasion the first time around. Okay. We've got our little box. Whew, at last. We need a bit of decoration for it. So I need a little bit of white furs. You'll do. In my Stampin' Pierce mat. And I'm going to stamp that with Balmy Blue this time. I have already put both stamps, the Happy and the Easter, on there. Ink that up. Stamp that there. I love that font. And then this is my 1 3/4 inch punch. Center that, punch that out, and I will just quickly grab a piece of Balmy Blue card. Another one of my scraps, and this is that's the one I've already used, isn't it? 1 3/4. This one is the one up, 1 7/8. Just so you get that little border around it. But if you don't have that, you could just simply roll that around and get a little blue border on the outside of your stamped piece. This is the only time I need a bit of glue. Pop that on there, like so. Get rid of that. Then I want some dimensionals. I'll just put 3 on the back of that. Then a little spot of glue on each one, so that if I put it down in the wrong place, I've got time to pop it back up again. Happy with that, are we? Here we go, see? Easy enough to pick it back up and put it back down again. Right, last bit is to add a little bow and some embellishments. A lid on the glue. Right, how pretty is this ribbon? I just want a little. Give myself far too much there. Little loops. Pull that through, Heather. Find it. You can do it. There we go. And just play about with it until you're actually happy, which quite often takes some time with me. That'll do. That'll do. I want my tail to be longer than my loops. And then put that on with glue dots. And what I like to do is find the glue dot, always helps, and add that to the loop. I know some people just put one on the knot. I prefer to tack down the loops like that. Then pop that on there. And you can either put that under or over your sentiment piece like so. And then to make it a little bit more Eastery, I have these in balmy blue. Where's my take your pick? I found that easier. And I'll just put some of these on there like so. There we have it. Nice and easy once you've got your score lines right. I will try and put a diagram in the blog post. You'll find a link to that in the description for this. So that it's perhaps a little bit easier for you to follow on how to put those diagonal score lines in. But certainly if you've got a ruler and a bone folder, it's so easy just to make sure that they're pointing in to the bit that the chocolate's sitting on. It's only because I was trying not to use too many tools that I made it look incredibly difficult. I apologise. I hope you've enjoyed this video anyway. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please click on that subscribe button and click the bell and get notified the next time I upload a video. Until then, please do take care. Bye bye.